Good afternoon, Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker. And today is Sunday. I got a Sunday shave in. It's August the 17th, 2025. And it's approximately 10 minutes after 19, no, not 19, 7, no, 17, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 1900 hours, 7 o'clock. It's a little after 7 o'clock. And so we're going to do a straight razor shave. I've had a haircut. I've had a nice hot shower. And I'm all strapped up and ready to go on a real nice, let's just go ahead and show it, Philharmonica, Novo Dur. I think that's right. Yes, Novo Dur 13. What's the guy's name? Jose Montserrat Poo. So this is there we go. There we go. It's all there. And on the back it says simply made in Spain. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's where we're at. And I have four Philharmonicas, 13s. Two of them are Novo Durs. One's a Sub-Zero and the other one is a Inox. And both quite nice. All four of them were honed up very well on the Shaft and Glass series to 30,000, which I did. I did that. I did that. Okay, the soap that we're using today is Zingari Man's The Rambler. Very strong. I would almost say pungent desert smell. And I don't know what the aroma is. It's not offensive, but it's a sharp, I'd almost say citrus, but it's not citrus. And I think I looked it up one time, don't remember. But it's fun to shave with and come back to from time to time. And my brush is the Savile Row on the reverse side, handmade, finest silver tip Badger. And these are made in England, of course. And it's just soft and beautiful, and I love this brush. I don't know what the model number is, but it has a nice full fisted handle on it. And I think you would enjoy it. And so anyway, let's get started on the Zingari Man. One of the things that this is the third Zingari Man in, I've got 5 and they all come up, well, at the same time in rotation. And one of the things I'm trying, because every time I load it heavy, it feels greasy. It feels like a grease pit on my face. And so I'm just going to go light. I'm going to go light and I'm going to work it. And I've been doing this for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 shaves. And it does not produce as heavy a lather, right off anyway. But as you continue to work it, it produces, and you'll see as it goes along, as we go along on this shave, the lather does seem to get thicker. And dare I say, yes, even more grease pit-like as we go along. All right, I'd say I pretty well got most of the soap out of the dish, and I'm trying hard not to run my fingernails into the soap and impact soap up my fingernails. Don't want to do that. And so I've been enjoying using a lighter pressure. I wouldn't say lighter pressure as I continue on, as I work on through it. But it loads up the brush pretty good. And it's not big, thick, heavy grease pit right out of a grease gun. So I got some light music going on. It's Himalayan flute for meditation. And all right, got the razor introduced, the brush and soap introduced, so we're about ready to start the shave. I do want to bring you up to date on my current status, and my wife and I and I think I may have told you in the last Monday, today's Sunday, so 7 days ago, the movers came and moved the heavy furniture, and although we're not completely out, we've got maybe 2, maybe 3 more light duty trips to make back and forth between the 2 properties before we will be moved out, cleaned out from the old homestead. And I must say, it does break my heart on a different number of levels. And for just a simple truck driver like me, it's like going from Buckingham Palace down to a Hobbit hut. For me. But there are advantages, and I've got to focus on accentuate the positive. I don't know. All right, so here we go. We're beginning with the Now, I will say that I have not been keeping up, and I apologize sincerely as best I can. For not keeping up with the video watching. I was watching some of Jared's most recent with his Bismarck that I think he posted earlier today on this Sunday, August the 17th, Sunday. By the way, tomorrow's my 66th birthday. Oh, that's feeling pretty good. And one other fact I want to draw attention to is this month in particular. I always say that I started straight razor shaving around June of 2015. That's when I got introduced to the subject, when I decided I needed a hobby to pursue, and went looking for a hobby, and lo and behold, I found straight razor shaving. And in so doing, studied. I took a good 4 to 6 weeks to study at least the elementary, introductory elements of straight razor shaving. Probably around mid-June, July, before I started buying. I bought, like so many beginners, 10 years ago. I'm 65, 66, was 55, 56 back then. That's just beautiful. I bought my initial purchase was $2 gold and the Norton 4K 8K water stone. And like so many 10 years ago, that was the advised route to take. And that's fine. I learned how to use it for my first few shaves. But I will tell you that as the money came in, and I went beyond very quickly to a full Shapton glass progression as I could add the different stones. And it wasn't long until I bought my first quality production straight razors, and started with the Bismarck, Novo Bismarck, like so many. Oops, that could have been a disaster. Let's see if I can fix this while still running. Hang on just a second. Get a little bit of the water off the screen. Good news, it didn't. It could have splash landed right into the little basin of water I've got right below me. Hang on just, oh, you're over here. Oh. straight razor shaving in real time. Well, after all these years and all of the equipment that I've bought, largely, I think I can say that I wouldn't change a thing. And the biggest piece of advice that I can give to the new guys that are coming in, no matter your age, whether you're young, whether you're older, is watch the videos. Watch the video, get a good select, because you can go wild and watch everybody and you just don't have time, and you get so confused. Well, I can't do this, I can't do that. But I get a good 2 or 3 from the old group from 10, 15 years ago. And in my opinion, there are, with my, I wouldn't say vast experience, but I would certainly limited experience, I would say that there are a certain number of fellas today that are doing a very good job with the demonstration of shaving and honing. Okay, yeah, that's feeling pretty good. Very good. For me, Lynn Abrams, Geo Fatboy, Dr. Matt, GS6 gun. In fact, I would credit him more than, let me say it this way, I have not given him as much credit in my development in honing and shaving as maybe I should. Early on, he was kind enough to allow me to phone him and talk to him on the telephone, which I did on at least a half a dozen occasions, if not more. And he coached me along and answered my questions with regard to honing in particular. And then here, more lately, and I'm sure I've left out somebody from days gone by, because I don't watch them as much anymore. Now, and I agree with Dr. Matt in his most recent couple of videos where he said he hasn't done, where he himself has said that he has not done as many videos as he has in the past because he feels like that it is repetitive and redundant. Well, but yeah, Even if you're using a different kind of magical stone, when you hone, the process and procedure is not so very different than any other stone. Yes, there are the nuances between a hard black Arkansas and a conical, yellow conical, a Belgian conical, and and a synthetic. But frankly, it's not that much. It's steel on stone, up and back, up and back, up and back. So many. How many? That depends upon your needs and requirements to get to sharp. To get to sharp, and that's the goal. To get to sharp. To get to shave ready. And I can tell that this Shapton glass edge is just murdering the whiskers. I do want to tell you that my wife and I signed a contract with a realtor last night that we're very pleased with. Much different than the first realtor that we talked to and had come in and visit with us, who wanted us to spend, $25,000 to $30,000 to get what he called the house, get the house up to what he called market ready condition. And he was very discouraging. He says, we're starting to enter into a slow market. You'll be lucky to sell your house in 45 days. And that may be true. I don't know. But you don't lead with that, And the guy that we signed with showed us from the MLS listings and whatever his little genie said inside that little flat screen box, that a lot of those sales were right at about 30 to 45 days. And my wife and I are getting older. Health is beginning to become questionable, as I've had all these issues this year and last year. And although we're doing a lot of work on this place to get it ready for us to come into, we're not wanting to do a whole lot of work on a house that was built in 2018 to make it come up to some guy's standard, unrealistic standard of what market ready is. And so we're going to sell the house as is. Um, and the guy walks through, the realtor walks through the house. He said, there's nothing wrong with this house. Yes, it looks, there's some areas that look like it's been, wear and tear, a little worn, but what would you expect? It was just the two of us that lived in the house, and we're old people. It's not like we had cocaine parties in our house every Saturday night. No. Oh, that was funny. Now notice the lather that started off watery, but kept working it and kept working it. And of course, some of the water's dried out and evaporated, and it's looking better, more like what I would imagine a lather should look like. So the realtor came by late yesterday afternoon for us. It was the second visit, and we signed with him. And he was very exuberant and very confident, raised in a family of realtors. A younger guy, 30, from a family of realtors. His mom and his dad both worked in the field, and I don't know about his brothers and sisters, if there are even any. But there were several building options that we included when we had the house built, along with several aftermarket improvements or add-ons. We got the largest concrete slab for the back porch. We later enclosed it with screen netting, which made for a very nice outdoor patio. And then we extended once you went out the back door into the backyard, we extended the concrete slab even another 10 feet afterward. 10, 12. And so we have an enclosed back patio along with an open air back deck. And we used the fire pit and had a nice outdoor patio table and chair set on the, we called that the open air, we called it the deck, as opposed to patio. But those are just words that my wife and I use to differentiate between the enclosed patio and the outdoor deck. Honey, where'd I leave my car keys? I think I saw them on the back deck. Okay. So this is a Sunday shave and a birthday shave for tomorrow. Even already we've made several improvements with a front porch and a back porch. When we came to the house today, we've been down at the main house since Tuesday, I think. And getting some things done there, getting ready for the next load and trip back here. But the house itself is virtually vacant. Everything is out of all of the rooms, all the bedrooms, all the kitchen, everything is empty, empty, empty. And what's left is mostly outside stuff. Stuff that makes a yard a yard. Things that you might yard art and decorations and lights and a lot of stuff that's got to be taken down that you've become so accustomed to. And it's simple, it's not heavy, it's just time consuming. And being old and being hot in South Texas or, coastal Texas, it's hot, it's humid, and you wear out real quick. Now, there's something I want to say here as I get ready to do Against the Grain Pass, and that is something Greg Gallant said that I think, and after 10 years of experience and doing with the grain, across the grain, against the grain, approaching against the grain with a combination of those kinds of strokes, nothing wrong with it at all. Once you have gained, dare I say, mastery of blade handling, how you change up doesn't matter. And using a combination of those kinds of strokes may not save time. Consequently, I have largely abandoned my left hand against the grain stroke. It's not that I can't do it, but it's unnecessary to use my left hand. When lathering up for against the grain, I can just as easily do that overhand stroke. With my right hand. And when you're right-handed, you always feel like you have a greater sense of control when you're using your right hand. And having used my left hand on against the grain, or all the different, you've seen all the videos that I've done, and I've used the left hand appropriately where it's due, but why? I think I'm old enough that I can kind of do what I want to do. I hear an electric drill, an electric screwdriver sound coming from the back of the house, so I can only imagine what project my wife has gotten herself into. But hopefully in the weeks and months ahead, as I venture off into this thing I'm going to call retirement, and after we get set up here and the pace settles down, one of the things we're planning to build on the back patio is an outdoor shaving station. And we'll see how that develops, as I say, in the weeks ahead. Well, as I say, as I've always said, whenever I have a haircut, it's always hard to see. Well, that was an interesting stroke. I've never done that one. It just came to me. All right, I think we're done with the Philharmonica Novo Doer number 13. And so we're going to set that aside over here for a minute. That's just fine. And we're going to move to the head shave. And I don't think I've used this guy on video in a while, although I've been using him here for my shaves off camera frequently enough these last couple of weeks. And that's the No Name Sheffield that I've got, and you can just barely make out the word field because it's been sanded down, and somebody rescued this razor, and I just happened to buy it cheaply. And I don't even know who the guy was, or I call his name and congratulate him on a job well done. And I don't remember if it's honed up on the shaft and glass or a conical or just what. But it's a nice smooth shave, so there's reason to believe that it might be a conical. Now I'm using a plastic mixing bowl or cooking storage bowl, Rubbermaid, as my shaving bowl because I absolutely detest the basins that are in, I say basins singular. It's not a double basin counter, although it's a nice spacious counter. There's only one basin at it, and it's deplorable. And I refuse to use it. Which is why we're looking to build an outdoor station. Down here when the temperatures are 95 with 95% humidity, being outside is the last place you really want to be. And so, unless I rip this sink out and put a new one in, which I may very well do, it's not just the basin, it's also its location. It's so jammed up into the corner of the counter space that is very awkward for a big guy like me to get over there and use that. And well, that's not the only problem, but that's all I'm going to go into. Because then you complain too much, then you sound like you're complaining. Uh-oh. Stand by. I thought that was an ad-free. It's been going on all this while. Almost an hour. Then we get hit with a commercial break on YouTube. Oh, no. That ain't any good at all. Which tells me I'll probably get hit with a copyright violation if that's commercial. If that is not ad-free, I will probably get hit with a copyright violation. I'm going to step aside because I can't see the hairline. So we told the realtor that we needed 2 more weeks. And in that space of time, we'll probably get 3 more trips in between here and the house. And it's really not all that far. The trip seems to go by pretty quickly when we're driving it. About an hour and 10 minutes. So it's about 70, 80 miles between the 2 locations. But that makes it's so nice up here. You can sit out and listen to the doves cooing in the morning. If you're lucky, you can see the deer that traipse through. And they're out there. We scared up, we've already scared up a bunch of deer out of the yard. That's good enough. For the head shave right there, now let's get the back of the neck and for you guys that seem to enjoy the back of the neck, I'll go ahead and turn around and let you see me as best I can since I cannot see. I may have gone a little deep on that cut right there. Raise the hairline unnecessarily. Notice how I turned the angle of the blade in my hand, on both the right hand and the left hand. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I know I get the requests from time to time to turn around and show you when I'm shaving the back of my neck. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop my brush into the water in my bowl and let it soak for a minute. Kind of do a pre-rinse scrub. And the reason I do that is I want to get all of the soap out of my brush. Of course, that's obvious, but I want all the goodies in the water from the soap so that when I rinse my face, some of those ingredients transfer to my face. And I'm going to use, of course, an alum block, and I'm going to use a face balm. I'm going to use a cologne or an aftershave, which I have not yet decided which. Now I've got all the soap out, or the majority of the soap, and so I'm going to do a final rinse off camera when I'm finished to clean my brush. But right now, I just got some soapy water. Grab my alum block, and you can see the soap running down my hand and collecting on my face and near my eyebrow. That the soap runoff from the brush has been transferred to my face, and so any goodies, and I don't know what constitutes a goodie, but it's in the soap, isn't it? And that's one of the reasons why we buy these soaps, is because they're just loaded with all kinds of stuff. And so I use it to rinse my face, and I'm going to do a pat down here in a minute. Slight burn, irritation in my left eye, because I think a little alum has got in there, and there's that. Always do a good job in wiping off. I'm not necessarily going to do a full rinse off of the alum, but you do want to protect your razors. You don't want any alum to come into contact, because it will leave a mark, and I've shown you before. You'll leave a black spot on your carbon razors from the alum. It will leave a mark. And so now I'm putting the alum back into the box, and there's that. And so there it is, Zingari Man, the Rambler. A very unique scent and enjoyable. Yeah, I can see I'm gonna go out onto the back porch and kick my feet up, look out at the trees, and be very much like that guy smoking a cigar. I've been invited my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, is retiring here soon in October, and he has invited us to come to Dallas to his retirement party. And he said to my wife to tell me that he wants me to come smoke cigars with him. Okay, I hope he's buying. Some nice cold. I don't even know the state of cigars anymore. But yeah, I'll smoke a cigar every 5-10 years. You know, and that's fine. All right, now let's just set that aside. All right, so I'm going to use some George F. Thumper's extract of limes skin food, and it's just a little sample. I don't know if that's even coming in. It doesn't look like it's coming in. I don't know why that won't focus. Anyway, there's that. Oh yeah, I can smell the limes. It's more of a hint than anything, but that's all right. I'm stepping off camera here to grab this bottle of labels come off, but it's Florida water. You get it at Amazon. It's inexpensive. It's a good, just a splash and go kind of thing because it is so inexpensive. And I'm going to splash some more on. I'll just set that over here because my next step, after I got out of the shower and dried off real good, I used a body powder as a deodorant, and the same one as this is the Panade Clubman, and I use this little jar and this brush, and I just dip and then just tap out the excess. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. On a hot summer day, you're gonna feel cool. And there it is. I'm done. Thank you for staying with me this while. Hope you enjoyed the update. I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic than I have been of late about this move and retirement. And the realtor gave me a good boost yesterday when he said he thinks he can get me near market value for my house, even as is, because of the accessories and options that we have built into the house. Now, I hope he's not just blowing smoke, but we shall see. Thank you, and we'll see you down the road.